Alright, hello and welcome to Camel Finance. I'm your boy Camel, and if you have watched this channel before, if you've seen most of the videos, then you'll know that I have every now and again been making and putting out content on food crises and food shortages that I believe are coming. Here are some of the names of the videos I put out. This one got flagged for misinformation, so you know I'm doing something right. Food shortages and record inflation. Another one, lockdowns and food shortages, and you are not ready. These are just some of the videos I've been putting out to try to warn people about the possibility of a collapsing government and a collapsing central bank. And people are very quick to rule this out and go, oh yeah, well, it won't happen here, it can't happen here. But I actually think this is kind of naive, and I'm not saying I think it's likely to happen, but it is a non-zero chance, and it could certainly be engineered to happen deliberately. I woke up this morning and I found that Sri Lanka is bankrupt. Okay, completely bankrupt. There's no oil, no fuel, there's nothing to eat, there's no paper, there's no forex left. The fuel that is left, the prices are sky high. The public is on the road, the president is out. Okay, and if you haven't seen this, I've got a few clips to show you. There was a lot of people unhappy about this situation, as you can see. And I noticed the mainstream media did cover this, but did not show the full scale of it, as you can see. The protesters ended up storming the building, as you can see here. This is the presidential palace, and as you can see, it got completely stormed. So that's that. This is the president, we'll just call him GR for now. And he has actually agreed since to resign on the 13th, Wednesday. He's going to be stepping down on Wednesday amid the unrest. He's had to flee, I found, as you can see here. Here he is leaving. Having to flee the country because they're coming to get him. And so they even managed to get inside of his residence and watch his television and swim in his pool, as you can see. So they are, apparently some of them are taking it in their stride, but this is no joke. This is no laughing matter. The country is completely bankrupt, and eventually they even found their real enemy and managed to break into the central bank. They got through the front gate of Sri Lanka's central bank, who of course are the real enemy here. The thing I'm worried about is that this might start to spread as a contagion, much as we've seen in the DeFi space lately. We had the collapse of a few, things like Luna and then Celsius and a bunch of other things. Sort of has this domino effect. And what I'm a little bit concerned about is that we may well be about to see some level of domino effect. At the same time as all of this is happening in Sri Lanka, in Pakistan they've got an open revolt against anyone wanting to implement the globalist agenda. So that's literally going on at the same time, at mass scale, as you can see. And then people online are speculating that Italy, Holland, Sri Lanka, and now Albania, right? Who's going to be next? Is it going to be France? This is the Albanians demanding their governments resign. So this is happening at the same time. And as you can see, this is no joke. And this probably isn't going to make it onto mainstream media. I wouldn't really know because I don't watch it. But I can imagine they're not going to report on this, certainly not to the extent of this. At the end of March, India's external debt was placed at 620.7 billion. So that's an increase of 47.1 billion over its level at March of 2021. The external debt to GDP ratio declined to 19.9% at the end of March, down from 21.2%. And so the question is, could India meet the same fate as Sri Lanka? What would that look like if India were to go broke? This would be really, really, really bad news and would likely continue to have this domino effect. And so we've got more speculation online. Sri Lanka, Ecuador, who's next? Colombia, Germany. And this got me thinking, Germany, I literally covered this a couple of days ago in one of my other videos. The German trade balance has plunged, absolutely plunged. So the most important cog in the ECB has had its line of credit quality completely destroyed. This is not good. This is really not good. So we really better get off zero. If you're on zero Bitcoin, you'd really better get off zero, okay? If you own less than one Bitcoin, just make it your mission to get one. Bitcoin is an opportunity to opt out of the system. If the system were to collapse, like we've seen it do just recently in Sri Lanka, if the system was to collapse and the fiat currency like the pound or the dollar was to get completely destroyed, and keep in mind, I truly believe that this is being engineered, and I don't think, if you've been watching the channel you'll know, I don't think we're going straight down just yet. I do think they need to buy a bit more time, and I think they need to reinflate the system, reinflate the economy, pump the stock market to new highs. I think all of that's coming first. But when they actually come to pop the bubble, and make no mistake, they will come to pop it and then engineer a catastrophe. When they come to do that, you know, this stuff is likely going to end up in the major economies as well. And I know a lot of people don't agree with that. A lot of people think, nah, it could never happen here. It could never happen here. But it could. The chance is certainly non-zero. And it's only okay until it isn't it? So I like to say, plan for the worst and hope for the best. If you wanted to see any TA, I did a whole bunch yesterday in yesterday's video, so you can go back and watch that. That will still hold. I'll be doing an update tomorrow back on the sort of normal topic of the channel. So make sure you're subscribed and tuned in to see that. If you found value here today, I'd appreciate it. If you have any thoughts or opinions, I'd love to hear them. Throw them down in the comments. And until tomorrow, take care. All the best. Cheers. Bye.